What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Dee. Welcome back to the channel. So I'm back with another video for you guys. Listen, before we hop into the video, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you hit that like button, share and like the video, and turn on that bell to be notified when I upload new content. And don't forget to hit the hype button, y'all. Hit the hype button, hit the hype button, hit the hype button, okay? This video is talking about the Houston Rodeo. In this particular video, they're talking about the women at the rodeo were showing up looking like 304's child. And they had kids out there and they was trying to get the attention of the men there, but the men were just not having it, child. Men were not interested. They were not approaching. They just are not interested. And so women got in their feelings and they wondering why. But we gonna get into the video. Listen, it seems like an epidemic that's happening everywhere. We're seeing women coming out talking about how men are not approaching. They're not approaching at the church. They're not going to the dating events. They're not approaching at the rodeo now. They're not approaching in the clubs. They're not approaching in the restaurants. What is going on? So this is what women are trying to find out, because these men are standing on business. They really done checked out, and a lot of women are confused. But we're gonna get into the video. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Y'all chime in. I want to hear your thoughts. But let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. Here we go.
Okay, what's up, y'all? So I'm just getting in from being outside in Houston. It's so packed here due to spring break and the Houston Rodeo. But I wanted to get on here to talk about this video I seen earlier today by this guy. I don't know his name, but he was mentioning how, like, the guys here in Houston, at the rodeo, he was at the rodeo and he's seen a lot of guys just observing these beautiful women and nobody were approaching them. It was so many beautiful women at the rodeo and nobody was approaching them. And I wanted to like piggyback off of that, because that is a thing out here in Houston. Like, the guys will literally stare you down and not say a word. And if they do approach you, they'll get your number or your Instagram, but it's just like they don't know what to do after that, or they were never taught as a man what to do after that. Like, even the conversation at this big age is like, okay, like, right, like, what time's dinner? Like, did you set reservations? Like, it's just not, they don't give that here. It's all flashy and show, and honestly, I think that the guys think they're the prize here. Like, I feel like Houston is the capital of the man thinking they're the prize. I mean, that's just my opinion. Don't, boom, shoot, boom, gun down.
Yeah, but okay, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with them thinking they're the prize? What's wrong with that? They shouldn't feel confident about themselves. They shouldn't feel like, hey, they got something to offer and you want it. Because when you think about it, most women are looking for a certain caliber of man. You want a man who can provide. You want a man to offer you something. So if they can offer that, shouldn't they think that they're the prize? Our prize is only supposed to be women, because women brag about their degrees and their jobs and, the things that they can provide for themselves and their families. And so they think that they're the prize because of that. Why can't a man think that? And also, too, this goes back to thinking about, if these men don't know how to converse with women or don't know how to talk to women, why is that? You know what I'm saying? It's a deeper, it's a response to an already deep-seated issue that a lot of women don't want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe it could be a factor that they weren't taught how to, court women or talk to women, or maybe they just don't want to. Maybe they want you to carry the conversation. Maybe they want you to spark the conversation and enlighten him. And that would make women believe that these men think they're the prize, because they're not trying to run behind you. They're not trying to chase you down. They want you to enlighten them. They want you to bring something to the table. And that's something we know women are not accustomed to, and they don't want to be accustomed to it. They're so used to men running and chasing and catering to them, they don't know how to do it in return to get what they want, because they just see that as unnatural. But there are a lot of things that women do in modern times that would be considered unnatural or untraditional for men as well. So once again, it proves we're not in a traditional era. We're in a modern era where women don't need men, and they work and make money, and men realize the way women are moving and the nature of women, and it's not conducive to what they really want. So they don't feel the need to chase or approach or do any of that. And I think that's part of the reason why they're not doing it. And also, they're not approaching because women told them not to. So this is why I say the good are going to have to suffer for the bad, because the women who are like, what the hell happened, who are really clueless, are suffering from all the other women who have said, literally, that we don't want y'all. Don't approach us. Stop doing this. If you ain't 6 feet tall, if you ain't got no money, if you don't look like you got any money, don't approach me. So they're not approaching. Let's continue.
On the messenger, I don't even know if I can say that, but yeah, hopefully they don't get violated. But anyway, yeah, it's bad here. It's so bad. Dating scene is terrible, to say the least, in Houston. And yeah, y'all gonna watch that video, because yeah, he on point with that. And he's really like saying what the women have been trying to say for a long time here in Houston, what these guys need to be doing. Like, why are you just staring? If you miss, you miss. Like, shoot your shot. If you miss, you miss. Take that L. Keep missing so you get that W. We out here.
No, they don't have to do that. This is the part I don't think they get. They don't have to do that. This is why I say women are going to have to start approaching men. They don't have to keep going and taking L's so they get a win. They don't have to. And a lot of these young men are not doing that. They don't feel that they need to. So it's just what it is. And if y'all don't approach, y'all just won't be approached. That's what it looks like is happening, child. Let me know what y'all think. Let's continue.
Right. I'm seeing something that's going on. Went to the Houston Rodeo, seen our people. This was amazing. Another thing I noticed though, man, fellas, men, hey bro, we got to get back to approaching women, bro. We got to get back to approaching women. It don't matter if they talking about, oh, they don't want to talk and all that shit. We'll find that out after we speak. The Black Heritage Night, I seen a lot of men eyeballing women and they're not speaking. Like, I seen a lot of women like looking the man up and down like, I see you looking, brother. What you gonna say? Say, dog. Social media is taking us out of context, bro. Dudes not shooting a shot no more. I thought the females was just complaining about something else. I seen it with my own 2 eyes. Me, I'ma shoot my shot. If I like you and I want you, I'm coming get you. I'ma try. You gonna have to tell me no. I'll take 100 no's to get 1 yes.
That's you. Every man is not the same. Maybe they're just not interested. Maybe they don't want the hassle. Maybe they don't want to chase. Maybe they just want to live their life. Maybe they're happy being single. Now, if you see something that look good, you gonna watch. You gonna look and stare probably, but they're thinking, should I approach or shouldn't I? Or, maybe there might be some men who are afraid to approach. Maybe they're afraid of rejection. I think all of this shit exists. I think there are men who might be afraid of rejection. I think there are men who just don't want to approach. They see you, they got eyes, so they looking, but they don't want to approach. There are men who are just not interested and they're just chilling, So I think there's a bunch of different scenarios happening. I just think that you can't just say, oh, just approach these women when they don't want to. I mean, if you don't want to, you don't have to. If you're not looking at, maybe they're not looking to be with a woman, maybe they ain't interested in women at the moment. So there's no one size fits all. Women outnumber men. So there's always going to be more women out here than men. And so clearly there's not enough women for every man. You know what I'm saying? There's not enough, there's not enough men for all of these women. So, maybe they just checked out. Maybe they just, honoring the wishes of what a lot of these women have said. They don't have to do that. And see, that's the scary part of it now, because now men are responding to all of the rhetoric that we've seen on social media, and they're responding in real life. They've seen so many women say, stop looking at me. Why do you think you can approach me? And why do you think this? Do I look like the type of woman you should be approaching and all this kind of shit? So yeah, I think social media is definitely playing a big part, but it's translating. And, once again, I think women, if you see something you like, why don't you see him looking? Why don't you approach him? Why don't you spark the conversation? Why don't you take the lead? Because that's what is looking like it's going to have to happen. You know, if you really want to interact with somebody and try to spark a relationship, y'all gonna have to start approaching. I'm just saying. Because if they don't approach, what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna just sit back and watch and not do nothing? Let's continue.
So, ladies, as mad as I don't want to agree, you all are kind of right, bro. Dudes acting like they scared to speak to y'all in person. Like, so I don't know what's going on with this feminine energy, but this ain't me. This ain't my homeboys. Hey, bro.
Y'all got your ass cheeks out at the rodeo. What about the kids? What about the kids? Them. All right, they're at a rodeo. There's a carnival. There's toys. There's games. Why the do they care about ass cheeks? They're not.
The bigger question is, why do you feel the need to have your ass cheeks out at a rodeo, a carnival, where kids are present?
Oh my God!
Why do you feel you have to have that out where you know kids are going to be? Because those are children. They're there with their parents. You as an adult, you should know better, that you shouldn't be out there. You should have a little more respect for yourself to cover yourself up and dress appropriately for the event. You know, and nobody want to see ass cheeks and all that out when you bringing your kids somewhere. You have little kids and they got to see that. And she's trying to say, F the kids. Like, and we wonder why these children are messed up. Why these kids are exposed to sexual stuff so soon. It's about our kids are over sexualized. Why? Because not us, but a lot of y'all are over sexualizing your kids and having them being exposed to stuff like that they shouldn't be exposed to at young ages. If you can say F them kids, you don't care. They shouldn't be folk. They're kids. That they got eyes. They could see. Just like they could see people walking around. They could see you walking around with your butt out and your boobs. They see that. And people don't pay to bring their kids to these events, kid-friendly events for them to be exposed to this kind of stuff when they keep them from that. So this is why a lot of our children are messed up now, and why they're exposed to too many things that are over-sexualized. And why a lot of these parents don't care. She's saying F the kids. Why you have a lot of these mothers having with their 5-year-olds listen to Sexy Red and singing the songs and shaking to it. Because y'all don't have no problem with that. But then you want to turn around and act like you have a problem with men over sexualizing young women and girls. But if y'all presenting them with all of the access, how could you be mad about it? What do you mean F the kids? No, as adults, you should know how to present yourself, but they out here looking for men, and these men ain't even checking for them. And in the way you're presenting yourself, a man won't take you seriously anyway. This is crazy, though. But let's continue.
Looking at that, you're looking at that. You're upset, not the kids. Stop lying. On top of that, I've been to rodeo numerous times. The bottom of an ass cheek is the most you'll see. It's in cleavage. Y'all are acting like the girls are walking around with their lips out, and they're not. I've seen it. I literally work in nightlife, and they come from the rodeo to my job, and they're not dressed that crazy. Stop it. Because all it is just projecting insecurity. That's all it is. And it's not really ever about the children, because the children don't give a they can't even really see that. When I was a child, if I saw some shit that confused me as far as what an adult had on, and I asked my mom, hey, why do they have that on? She would say, because she wants to wear that. Mind your business. Why are you looking at her anyway? And I would listen, because I was a child and I only cared about the my parents told me to care about. I didn't care about anything else that was going on, because I didn't even know to care about it. Like, I didn't even care about that kind of I didn't think about whose ass was out and where, because I was like 6 years old. Why would I care? Why would I care?
Here's the gimme gotcha. How are y'all truly surprised that you had a bunch of women, a majority of women, going to a rodeo, a family-friendly rodeo, with their out and their butts out and their titties out? How are y'all shocked? They listen to music. They have absolutely no self-respect. They don't understand that you can still look cute but be modest. They don't understand that. So I'm confused as to how y'all don't understand that. But that's not even the crazy part. The crazy part is you have women coming on here saying, well, the children, they see way worse, they listen to way worse, they watch way worse. And to that I say, whose children? Just because your children are subjected to gutter snipe activity, that doesn't mean that everybody else's children are. Because let me tell you, my children are not. My children don't get to watch what they want to watch. They don't get to listen to what they want to listen to. They are not in rooms where women are half naked.
Right. And that would be a shock to some people's kids, because everybody is not subjecting their children to that type of, you know what I mean? You want your kids to grow up with respect and respect themselves, and not to think that it's okay to walk around with your TNA out. You know, everybody don't want to see that in environments that include kids who have never seen that type of stuff before. So I think a lot of people forget that because they're so accustomed to, you know, being a part of all of that, and their kids just being open to it, and they don't see the problem. But everybody's not raising their kids in that way. So you have to be mindful of other people and children. That's why I think there should be appropriate dress codes for these events, especially when children are involved. You know, if it's all adults and y'all have a party or whatever, y'all dress how y'all want, that's one thing. But when you're going to an environment that has children, that people got to cover their kids' eyes, you know, that's something else. That does show a lack of respect for yourself and others. Let's continue.
So just because you raise your children like that doesn't mean that everyone else does.
Right.
But that's not even the craziest part. The craziest part for me is these women had men. These women had husbands and boyfriends. And men, you can miss me with well, we can't tell our wives or our girlfriends what they can and cannot wear. And to that I say, are you not the leader of your home? Are you not leading? Are you not setting the tone for your home and what is and isn't acceptable? But you guys are raising future women.
Right.
I'm not shocked. I'm more surprised that you guys are shocked. Duh, they were going to do that. Nobody has self-respect. No one understands that you don't have to go out here half naked to look cute.
Right.
And they listen to music. Duh, what did you expect?
Listen. You feel me? If you know me, you know I'm 100% never pandering. I'm team fellas all the time. But for you dudes who talking like him, players get chose. Yeah, players do get chose. But players, you know what I'm saying, still gotta make themselves accessible. I'm shooting my shot. You feel me? I'm shooting my shot. If a bitch wanna shoot her shot, I love it. But 9 times out of 10, women got super prideful shit going on. So they don't want to shoot their shot, but be wanting to shoot their shot.
They don't want to shoot their shot, but they be shooting their shot. A lot of these, they need to shoot their shot. If you see something you like, approach. That way, you don't have to worry about this. It's problem solved. You know, whatever issue y'all got of you got to get rid of that, because this is not a traditional society. If the men aren't approaching, you need to approach. The man said players get chose. Yeah, because they know they gonna go shoot. The women will choose them. But for the men who don't look like a player, then they taking a gamble, which is all a gamble. And I don't think you should be afraid to approach, but I do understand why men are moving the way they're moving. I do understand why they're kind of standing back a little bit, because they're unsure. And yeah, it's easy for women to say, oh, you should do this, or easy for the players, because he look like a player. Like, you don't have that problem because you get women. They flock to you. But for the men who don't look like you, don't talk like you, who don't look like a player, don't look like he got swag, then it might be a bit more difficult. Men are saying this. And so they don't want to always keep approaching just to keep getting turned down. And now they seem desperate. And then at some point, you got to learn your lesson. You know what? I'm just going to back away. I'm not going to do that. Now, if you like me, approach me. And then we can figure something out. You know what I'm saying? So I just think it's hard. It's kind of insensitive to just say, oh, just men, y'all should be. No, just because they want y'all to approach now, women change their mind. Women go back and forth. 1 minute we want you to approach, next minute we don't. 1 minute, don't even look my way. Ew, oh no, why would you approach me? Do I look like the type? You know, at some point you gotta learn that these women don't want that, and you just might not be their cup of tea. So why keep chasing something that don't want to be chased? And I think it's an ego boost when women have men chasing them, even if they don't like them. That makes them feel special. It makes them feel good. It makes them feel like they're the prize. But when men are pushing back and just looking and not approaching, they feel some type of way because they're not used to that. They're not accustomed to that. So it makes them feel funny. So they only want you to approach just to turn you down. Because the more they get approached, the more they feel higher on the totem pole. They feel more, confident. Like, I'm that shit. I'm the shit because they approach me even though I don't like them. Because the men that they like, it don't be that as hard for them to do that. And I've actually seen women who approach dudes that they like. So I don't think it's not far-fetched to say that you should approach the guy you like, because a lot of times they do. So it's not that unnatural. Let's continue.
So, you know what I'm saying? All y'all dudes who talking about y'all don't shoot y'all shot at women no more and y'all tired of rejection, man, they got two places. Prison got full of niggas and men. And there's a lot of punks and DLs going on. You heard me? Hey, like Devin the dude say, the more for me. Y'all niggas can tap out. The more for me. I'm single. So if I see something I like, I'm shooting my shot. I'ma let it be known. I'ma look. You feel me? If you look, you took. Understand me? If you look, turn your head, but you hey man, you took. I'm coming for you. If I want you, I'm coming for you. I don't know what y'all niggas talking about y'all don't shoot y'all shot and y'all don't approach women no more. That don't resonate with me, man. You feel me? Man, I'm a hunter. I'm a conqueror. I'm gonna get what I want on my soul.
Listen, baby. Listen. What do y'all think about this? I want to hear y'all thoughts in the comments below. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell to be notified when I upload new content. What do you think of this video, child? I want to hear what y'all got to say. Comment, leave your thoughts, all that good stuff. Hype the video up, you guys. Hype it up and let me know what you think, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.